Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with another new part of What If Izuku Was Isekai to Black Clover. This is part 12, and the last part, well, Izuku, Asta, and Finral went on a mixer date with with three lovely ladies. And not only that, Noelle also tagged along, mostly in secret, took a part-time job at the bar where the date was, well, taking place, and to keep an eye on Izuku to see if he ends up falling for at least one of the girls. During this time, it went pretty well. Even Asta still actually had a connection with that of Rebecca, actually, so nothing really changed too much. Well, except on how the mixer basically fell apart. With that, soon Izuku and Noelle walked back to the Black Bull hideout together. However, she wanted to know on how he truly feels and wanted to know more about him. But Izuku keeps a secret about who he truly is. Not that he doesn't trust her, but mostly out of secrecy and believing that he would be crazy. With that, Izuku made a promise to himself that and to the other vestiges of One for All that he will be better and that he will express himself to the rest of the other members of the Black Bulls a lot more easier. However, and on his way to do some training, he was soon stopped by Julius, who wants to help Izuku improve in his multiple grimoires. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Couple hours later, Izuku finds himself back at the Clover Kingdom capital. However, he's basically out to the outskirts of the Clover Kingdom capital, that of a wide open field however, it isn't just him and Julius, as Julius's secretary Marks and Yami as well. And surprisingly, it isn't just them too, as Noelle and also Luck is there alongside Finral too. However, the most surprising is that, well, Magna and Asta didn't show up. Within Luck, Izuku and Noelle and Finral also explained the situation, with Julius actually somewhat disappointed that Asta didn't come, but understands that the lad has a life as well. However, what's also surprising is that Vanessa is actually here, and dressed at that, with then soon Izuku saying, "So, you were out here?" Saying, "Yes." At first, but however, we're still meeting with at least a few other people who need to show up. With then Izuku saying, "Who are they?" With then soon they began to hear footsteps as a few people began to walk towards everyone else that is gathered, as these people are Flangolion and Leopold, and also Mimosa as well. With then Izuku saying, "Captain Flangolion, Leopold, Miss Mimosa, hey, you all come here too. Are you guys the one that we were waiting on?" Hearing Izuku's greetings and also noticing them, Leopold screamed out, "Ha ha! Deku, my rival! It's so good to see you, my friend. And yes, we have come, isn't that right, my brother?" With then Flangolion looking at Izuku, with then Flangolion saying, I've come to see on how you have improved. I know it's only been that of 2 days since the attack, but even so, I want to know how you've been doing, young Izuku." With then saying, still, I haven't improved that much, but if you're here to help me, then I appreciate it." With then soon Izuku noticed Mimosa, as Mimosa feeling somewhat nervous. Within Izuku face also goes red at least a little bit, saying, "And I'm glad you're here too, Miss Mimosa. But aren't you a member of the Golden Dawn with Yuno and also that of Klaus? Why are you here?" With then soon Mimosa saying, "Oh, right. Actually, I've been doing a little bit of my own training as well. Flangolion and Leopold have helped me out at least a bit, have helped me out quite a bit, to be honest. So I appreciate the hard work. So I've come to see what they were doing today. With then soon, Izuku saying, "So you're also trying to improve? It's amazing. I hope I could help you out as much as I can." With then hearing this, soon Mimosa couldn't help but blush as she internally thinks, Izuku helping me? Oh, that's so he's so nice and kind. So perfect too. With then soon Noelle noticing this as she gets somewhat internally annoyed, saying, "Damn her, always not thinking straight before saying what she says." And with them thinking, "But wait, why am I so annoyed first? I shouldn't. It's not like I care about that damn Deku." With then soon, no, Lux saying, "What's with Noelle?" With then Fenrir saying, "The hearts of a maiden are a fickle mistress." With then Vanessa saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. What was that, Fenrir?" With then soon Fenrir actually getting a little bit nervous, saying, I said nothing, Vanessa. Trust me, it's nothing too serious." With it saying, "Oh, really? Because you said something that seems quite insensitive out loud. If you say that around that of girls, you know that, right?" Saying, "Of course, I absolutely get that." With then as Fenrir continues sweating bullets and Vanessa continue getting up into the young nobleman's face. With then soon Yami couldn't help but puff out some smoke before then soon saying, "So, fire breath, thanks. So you've come to help out Midoriya?" With then saying, "I've only come to see on how much my rival has improved. Nothing more. But seeing that you're here as his captain, I expect nothing less." With then soon Yami saying, "Not really much. Just what it's more as a favor to Julius. I'm not really doing this for the kid." With then soon Flangolion and Yami look at each other as there's not really much tension between the two, but there is a little bit of a small rivalry between them. Within Flangolion getting back his attention towards Julius, saying, "Sir, wasn't there supposed to be others here to help us?" With then Julius speaking up, saying, Yeah, I did ask at least a couple other of the captains, or at least their lieutenants, if they were willing to show up. Unfortunately, a few of them actually had some other duties ahead of time, so I didn't want to force them. This isn't really mandatory. It's just a way for me to see on what our most gifted recruit is capable of." With Izuku blushing at the compliment from Julius. But another person who wasn't a Magic Knight captain, and a Magic Knight actually, did willing to help out for this little experiment. With then soon Flangolion saying, "And they are?" With then soon they can hear something basically falling out of the sky at high speeds. Before then, they land as it being that of a massive dust cloud. With soon everybody trying to catch their bearings and trying to cover their eyes from the dust. With then soon Izuku using One for All and dispel the dust around him. With then saying, "Are we under attack by the Eye of the Midnight Sun?" With then Julius, who didn't even bother, alongside that of Yami and also Flangolion, within him saying, "Nope, it looks like the final person is finally arrived." With then Leopold basically trying to see around as he soon noticed the figure, saying, "What? She's here?" With then soon Mimosa doing the same as well, saying, "I didn't think that she would show up." With then Flangolion couldn't help but growl. With then saying, "Sister." With then Izuku heard Flangolion saying, "Wait, sister? Are you?" With soon getting to noticing the woman with hers with a she has that of a big booming and also assertive voice saying, so you're the kid that Julius is so worried about? Seriously, you don't seem like much, brat. But looks can be deceiving. If you're wondering who I am, the name is Marileona Vermilion, the eldest daughter of the Vermilion household royal family. With in Izuku saying, "Wait, Vermilion? Then that means she's." With soon looking at Captain Flingolion and also at Leopold. With then Leopold saying, "Yeah, Deku, say hello to my big sister, me and Flingolion's big sister." With then Izuku saying, "Wait, big sister? But wouldn't that mean that she's the..." With soon Marileona can help but say, of course, somebody who isn't who isn't a native to that of the Clover Kingdom or is that of nobility wouldn't get this. But I did want to become a magic knight. Well, I am a magic knight, just not a cat. I just don't feel like being the captain of the Crimson Lion Kings. With then Flagon saying, even though being a Crimson Lion King is our birthright. Saying, birthright, doesn't matter. I choose what I want. And I'm only here as a favor for Julius. So, let's see what you got, kid. With then Izuku getting nervous as looking at the woman. She may not be, that imposing, but she seems like she's just as strong or possibly even stronger than that's a Flingolion. And that's actually starting to intimidate Izuku at least a little bit. With soon, Yami stepping up in front of Marileona with it saying, "Hey, stop trying to scare the kid here." With then soon, Izuku saying, "Captain Yami, he really..." would saying, "That's my job." With saying, "Of course he would say that." With then saying, "Oh, is that so? Taking quite a liking to the little brat? I thought the only person that you liked in your squad was that Mohawk kid." Saying, he's cool and all, but this kid is some. But there are two other kids in the Black Bulls who are quite just as special. But to be honest, everyone in the Black Bulls has potential. It's just that you guys don't see it." With then Marileona saying, "To each their own." Any rate, so what are we gonna start first? With then Julius saying, "Izuku." With then Izuku saying, "Yes, sir. You're going to show us all of your grimoires that you do have." With that, Izuku saying, "Yes, sir." With then bringing out his actual grimoire, being his storage magic grimoire. Would soon bring out each and every one of the grimoires inside of it, as the first one being that of a 4-leaf clover grimoire, the second a 3-leaf clover, the third another 3-leaf, the fourth another 3-leaf, the fifth another 3-leaf as well. Then also the sixth, who is also another 3-leaf, the seventh Nashimura's 4-leaf clover grimoire. And then there's also that of All Might's 4-leaf clover grimoire as well. With then a few of them couldn't help but be shocked and surprised on the number of grimoires that Izuku has. With it saying, I still don't know about 3 of them, unfortunately. But the rest, I have a good feeling and great understanding of them better than the others. With then soon, Julius couldn't help but stroke his chin within Mark, saying, "This is quite incredible. It's rare enough for a person to have at least the power to hold that of 2 grimoires, but that of 9 grimoires? It's insane. No, it's basically unheard of." With then soon Leopold saying, "Ha ha! It proves you even more to be a greater rival, Deku." As Leopold pats Izuku on the back really hard, with Izuku, getting at least a little bit hurt, but appreciate the sentiment from the man that he also sees as a rival as well. With then soon, Marileona saying, "Just because you got a bunch of powerful books doesn't mean you know how to use them, kid." With then Izuku saying, "Well, yeah." With then Flangoleon saying, "That's why he said that he's only able to understand a few of them. That being 5 of them, while the other 3 he doesn't understand just yet. You can't just judge him just because of that." With then soon looking at Izuku saying, "Midoriya, tell me, how much time did you use to train with them?" Saying, "Well, only a little bit. I mostly focus on my physical training than I do on my magical training. It's something I'm more used to, and I've been used to almost my entire life." So, with then soon Flangoleon nodding, saying, "I see, and that makes sense." With then soon Julius saying, "You have any words, Flangoleon?" Saying, with then Flangoleon saying, "Noelle, Silver Girl, Noelle, come over here. I need your opinions as well." With then Noelle hearing this, saying, yes, sir." With then soon as Noelle soon come over, Flangoleon soon speaks up, saying, "When I first saw you using that of magic, you were basically using it all at once, switching from grimoire to grimoire. However, when you were doing it, you were also using it with other things, such as certain abilities that seem like magic, but they're not. Because when you did them, I felt no mana coming from them whatsoever. So, I have to ask, what is the power that you have that allows these grimoires to attract to you?" With then hearing this, soon Yami spoke up, saying, "So, you're not the only one who noticed too." With then Yami looking at Izuku, with Izuku getting a little bit nervous, saying, "All right, kid, time to spill. What's this power that you have that's unique to that seems like magic, but in reality it's not? It's when you use those grimoires that it begins to feel like magic." With then Izuku here noticing demanding the tone in their voices. Within soon Noelle and Mimosa are about to speak up alongside that of Leopold as well. Within soon Marileona saying, "All right, enough of the 3rd degree, boys. Give the kid some time so he can explain. You're basically ganging up on him after all." Within soon Izuku was shocked that Marileona was the one who, stood up for him. As looking at her, then she can help but smirk, saying, "Don't get us too wrong, kid. No need. We don't need you to be a stuttering and basically fearful mess. We still need words from you." With then hearing this, soon Izuku saying, yes. "Well, you see," with then soon activating One for All, with then saying, "This power of mine, the reason why it's not magic is because it's genetic. It's a part of my DNA, or rather, it's something that I was born with. A power only unique to me, where it doesn't rely on magic, but relies on my stamina and my body's strength. I call it a quirk." With then hearing this, Julius saying, "A quirk, you say?" With then saying, "Yeah, but it is. I have that of 8 quirks. I have that of 8 quirks actually." With then saying, "8 with 8." Many of them are kind of confused and interested at the same time. But then Izuku saying, This is called superpower. It increases my physical strength and power as well. And not only that, if I store it up into my body long enough, I won't just gain that of the super strength as well, but I also move faster than people can catch." With then showing off One for All full cowl at that of 10%. Within moving pretty quickly with Leopold and Mimosa alongside Noelle and a few of the Black Bulls like Finral and Finral and Vanessa not being able to keep up. But Luck, on the other hand, is, as he's basically having stars in his eyes looking at Izuku before him standing back on where he was. The other quirk is called Float, actually, as he soon uses Nana Shimura's quirk, Float, as he hovers into the air at least a couple feet. Then soon everybody's kind of shocked, thinking that he's using air magic, but there's no magic coming off of it. There's also Smokescreen, and then there's Danger Sense. There's even a quirk called Black Whip, where it looks like I have that of black tendrils coming out of my arms. And also another quirk that's called Fa-Jin, where I'm able to channel kinetic energy through my body and increases my physical strength and speed as well. As for the other two, well, let's just say that it's different. I still don't get the other one, but the last one, however, is a lot more dangerous than people think. So I'd rather not use it if I have to, as he's lying about One for All itself being the power to pass down to others. After all, within Julius basically is so curious. It's not magic, but its properties are similar to that of magic. With then Mark saying, such unique powers, and yet none of us have even heard of such abilities called quirks. With then soon Izuku saying, not surprising, I'm the first of my kind, you could say. It's kind of, well, I guess that makes me more of an outcast than I already am, right? With then soon Noelle wanting to comfort Izuku, as then Mimosa beating her to the punch and basically comforting Izuku by basically hugging him deeply, with then Izuku blushing quite hard before shaking, and then soon Fangolion basically grabbing onto Izuku saying, nonsense, Deku, nonsense. Just because you have powers uniquely only to you doesn't mean that you're any different from any of us. You're a Magic Knight of the Clover Kingdom. You're my rival. Don't forget about that. And you're you yourself, right? With then soon Izuku was happy for those words before then Yami speaking up saying, come on, kid, nothing wrong with feeling like you're alone. But in reality, you're not. You got the Black Bulls, and you also got and you got Asta. In case you ever feel overwhelmed or feel alone, then you can always just talk to us. That's what a Magic Knight squad is. It isn't just a place on where we protect the Clover Kingdom and its people. We also rely on each other as well. With then Izuku was shocked before then Julius saying, that's right. Most Magic Knights seeing it being part of the Magic Knights as a way to rank up, get stronger, or even gain that of fame and glory to become that of a nobleman. But a few Magic Knights know the truth on what it truly means to be a Magic Knight, to look out for one's comrades and countrymen, to look out for its people, and protect others who cannot protect themselves. That's on what it truly means to be a Magic Knight, Midoriya. With then Izuku couldn't help but be shocked as these words. These are the same words that All Might has told him on what it truly means to be a hero. With then back into the Vestige world, the first user, Shigaraki, can help but speak up saying, I think those words have been ingrained to you ever since you were a boy. Wasn't it not, Ninth? With then Nana can help but speak up saying, it's also those words that Toshi always said. He was always even back then, he was always a good kid looking out for others instead of himself. He couldn't have found a perfect successor who embodied those words better than anything. And it's basically the living embodiment of those words. With then soon the second user saying, he's too naive and too innocent. But I guess it makes sense. nobody can wield one for all truly until they reach that point. Until they finally realize on what it truly means to be a hero. With then soon the third user saying, you sound like an optimistic, you sound way too optimistic, sir. That ain't like you. With then soon the second user looking at his predecessor, the third user, saying, I have my moments, that's all. With then Izuku saying, thank you all. Thank you all for believing in me. And for believing in the words that I live by as well. With then Izuku outside couldn't help but tear up, saying, thank you, sirs. With soon bring out, as then soon Julius clearing his throat, saying, now to the main issue that we need to figure out and help you improve upon. With soon the magic nerd comes out with then saying, tell us about your grimoires, each and every one of them. I need to know. With then soon everybody having a sweat drop. With then Izuku feeling somewhat nervous, saying, of course, sir. With then Mimosa and Noel come up and say, you know, if we didn't see this when we came in about a couple days ago, I would still think it's kind of creepy. Which it still is. With then Mimosa speaking up saying, ditto. But he's still the Wizard King, so we should try and not say this out loud, Noel. With then soon Marileona saying, still the magic dork that you always are, Julius. With then saying, true. It's honestly the way that he met me. I mean, I just walk up on the beach before this weird guy just runs up on me and then asks me on how my magic works. I mean, what the hell? With soon Julius saying, you're making me guys seem like I'm some kind of weirdo. With then Mark's basically putting his hand on his mouth saying, unfortunately, you are. Quietly so nobody could hear him. With then Izuku saying, don't feel bad, your majesty. Well, I can, here, let me show you one of my grimoires. As soon bringing out that of End Grimoire, as it being smoke magic. With then soon smoke begins to come out of the grimoire, as then Izuku begins to manipulate, saying, I'm still not that good at it using a lot of smoke, but I mostly use it as that of a deterrent in a way to, well, keep myself, and also do that of sneak attacks and feints as well. With then Julie saying, impressive. Smoke magic is pretty common, so it depends on how the user uses it in battle and how useful it can be to allies and themselves. With then closing the grimoire, but soon going to that of Banjo's grimoire, being that of a shadow grimoire, shadow magic. Within soon, shadows begin to engulf Izuku, and then begin to manipulate around him, creating that of tendrils. With then saying, this is shadow magic, actually. I'm able to manipulate not just my own shadow, but also other people's shadow. Added with my black whip quirk, and it's quite unique. And I can basically manipulate the shadows to turn into fists and other things too. Even extend my reach to places that I'm unable to. With then soon, Julius having more sparkles in his eyes, saying, that is so cool. With then bringing up that of the next 3-leaf clover, being now the third user's grimoire, it's saying, this is ether magic. At first, it was a little hard to actually get a handle of it, but if I see it as a mixture of both superpower and Fa-Jin, then I'm able to create that of waves of energy, since this is actually ether magic. With then soon Flangolio speaking up saying, ether magic. Now that's actually quite rare. You don't see that you don't see that form of magic every day. You truly are one of a kind, Midoriya. With then Izuku actually feeling happy that Frangolion acknowledges another part of him, as well, with then soon closing it as the waves of magic soon cease, with then soon going to his first four-leaf clover grimoire, with then saying, and this is sky magic. Currently, it's quite powerful to handle, but it also increases my ability to use float and allows me to fly a lot more faster. Not only that, I also found out that I'm able to manipulate the winds, snow, ice, and rain as well. It depends on the weather. I found out my magic grows even stronger, so it's quite unique, if I think so. With then Julian saying, quite actually, use not only weather magic is a higher form of wind magic, it's also tied to a four-leaf clover grimoire as well. Gotta say, you have quite the. To be honest, you have quite the strength here. You have, if anything, I misjudged you, Midoriya. You're not just the strongest magic knight of the current generation of the Clover Kingdom. You're possibly the strongest magic knight in any generation, past, present, and future. You have more potential than anyone else I've seen. With then Izuku saying, "Really?" Saying, "Yes." However, there is that anti-magic knight lad I'm curious about too. With then Izuku saying, "Asta? What about him?" Oh wait, you did say the anti-magic, so you're talking about his anti-magic swords. With then Julius nodding, saying, "Yes, I am. Those swords are quite unique. I was hoping that he would be here, but I can't always tell many of our magic knights to go off on their days off after all, unless it's an important mission. But even so, with you here, we can still see on how we can help you improve." With that, Izuku saying, "Thank you, sir." And if Asta was here, I think he would also be glad to know that you acknowledge him as well. With then soon putting the rest of his other grimoires up. With then soon saying, "But before then, try and use one of your other grimoires." With then Izuku saying, "Wait, seriously?" Saying, "Yes, I would like to see." With then Izuku saying, "All right." As then he grabs that of the second user's grimoire. With then soon the second vestige of One for All, saying, "If you're going to be using my grimoire, you need to understand my quirk." With then Izuku saying, "So what is your quirk, sir?" Within the second user saying, "It's called gear shift." With then Izuku saying, "Gear shift?" Saying, "Yes. If my quirk is that allows you to control the force of your punches. The more you punch an object, the more speed, kinetics, and kinetic force it gains as well. Doing that, allowing you to deal that of more and more damage. As for the grimoire that's tied with my quirk, well, you're gonna see for yourself once you feel the magic flowing through you. So get ready." With then Izuku holding onto the grimoire, with then soon nodding his head, as then saying, "Can I get some Can I have somebody to spar with, actually? I want to see if I can test this out." With then soon Flingolian was about to speak up, with then soon Luck rushed over, with then saying, I will." With then soon Luck saying, "And you promised that you would spar with me, Izuku. Are you going to go back on that promise?" With then Izuku saying, No, I promise, Luck, I wasn't. I swear it." With then saying, "Good, now let's get on with it," as he begins that of punching the air towards Izuku. With then Leon actually felt down that he actually wanted to fight against his rival. With then Mimosa comforting her cousin, saying, There, you'll get another chance. Trust me, Flangolion." With then saying, "Thank you, Mimosa. Thank you very much." With then soon, as everybody's on the side, with soon Mark's clearing his throat, saying, "We'll be having that. This match will last for at least for as long as our combatants can. Not only that, surrendering is there's nothing wrong with surrendering as well. So, show us what you can do, the two of you. Is that understood? With then both Luck and Izuku nodding, saying, "Yes, sir." With then Marks raise up his arm, saying, "Now, begin." With then Luck bringing out his grimoire, as then saying, "Lightning magic, lightning armor." As then he soon runs towards Izuku at full speed, within he turning into that of a lightning blur. However, a few of the audience are able to catch Luck's speed, as he's not really moving that fast to them. Within Izuku activating One for All full cow, within soon bringing out the second user's grimoire, as it begins to glow that of a navy blue, with then Izuku basically rushing towards Luck as the two were about to collide with a punch, with then creating that of a shockwave. With that, however, for Izuku, he was knocked back at least a little bit. As for Luck, on the other hand, he was soon sent back way farther than before. Before then, a burst of speed knocks him back even more. With then soon, Luck is basically knocked back on the ground. With soon, Fenrir saying, "Whoa, that was new." With then soon, Vanessa saying, "Yeah, I've seen Luck and Izuku spar before, but that's new even for me." With then, Noelle couldn't help but be shocked and surprised as well. With then, Luck basically getting back up, saying, no, then laughing, saying, "Now that was awesome. What was that?" With then, Izuku still in full cow before saying, "Gear shift." With then, Julius can help but say, "Gear shift, huh? Is that one of the quirks?" Within Izuku nodding, saying, "As for a demonstration, a demonstration of the magic tied to this quirk." After Izuku saying it, as the grimoire's pages begins to flip from side to side. With then soon Izuku screaming out, "Marking magic, return point!" With then soon Izuku disappears for a split second, with everybody shocked. With even Julius actually couldn't help but have more stars in his eyes. With then Flangolion couldn't help but be impressed. With Yami still smoking a cigarette, but couldn't help but smirk. As for Marileona, she couldn't help but smirk as well, and somewhat in that of being quite impressed with Izuku. With then Luck basically stands up. However, as soon as he does, Izuku also was already in front of him, and that's of a beam of light. With then Luck's brain couldn't react fast enough before then. Izuku basically high kicking him up into the air. Before then, soon using return point once more, as the gear shift activates once again, speeding up his descent up into the air. Before then, once Izuku kicking him again to the side, forcing this as the impact increases in speed once more, as each attack, each speed, each return, boosting the damage and boosting the kinetic energy from Luck being knocked around like that of a pinball. With Luck getting annoyed at this, saying, "All right, enough of this. Lightning magic, lightning base claws." With then soon claws begin to erupt around that of Luck, with around his arms and his legs. With then his pharaoh smile returns. With soon the two begin to clash once more. However, even so, gear shift still activates, knocking back Luck faster than his lightning infused punch claw from from his mat to Izuku. As Izuku recovers, with then thinking to himself, man, Lux electricity is a lot more better and a lot more denser than Kaminari's. I can barely feel, even though Kaminari's electricity can basically paralyze people, especially the depending on his voltage as well. Lux feels like it's being hit by that of a truck basically infused with lightning. But even so, Gear Shift is basically doing all the heavy lifting for me. However, soon, Luck not giving up, as him having that of tons of bruises and even blood coming out of his mouth, saying, "This is why I like fighting against you, Izuku! You're so much fun!" With then saying, and I think it's time we end this. With then soon switching over to the third user's grimoire, before channeling Fa Jin through his body, with then saying, "Ether magic, one for all," as he brings back his fist, with then soon screaming out, "Texas Smash!" With soon sending a gust of air infused with that of magic mana towards that of Luck. Within, Luck was about to dodge. However, the pulsing waves from the ether magic still hits Luck, knocking him back to the ground in the process, creating that of a giant crater. With soon, Izuku lands back down on the ground as he crouches down before standing back up, with the lightning of One for All still crackling around him. With then soon, Fangolion came up and say, "That was amazing!" With then soon, Vanessa saying, "Wow, I knew the kid was something, but he's on a whole. I think the Wizard King is right. He's on a whole other level." With then Fangolion couldn't help but blink, saying, "That's what he's really capable of. That's what Izuku is really capable of." With then soon, Julius couldn't help but say, "That is amazing. That is so cool." With then Mark saying, "Yes, it is, Your Majesty." With then soon, as he was about to speak up, Julius basically rushes towards Izuku. With then Izuku basically freaking out, seeing a man in his mid-40s basically running towards him like crazy. With then Izuku nervously brings his arms up. With then Julius saying, "Mixing your quirks or something else, but the magic that you use, marking magic. Now that is something. I've seen a few people who use marking magic as a way to return to certain points that they've been at. But you, on the other hand, wow, now that is quite unique. You use the marking magic to tag on your opponents instead, allowing you to punch and basically kick your opponents before they had the chance to basically return any attacks towards you. Now that is something amazing. And not only that, you thought of this right on the spot as soon as you first used the grimoire. How do you do it?" With then Izuku saying, well, you see, with then Izuku began to explain on how he uses magic alongside his quirk, depending on how the combinations would work together in combat. Also thinking about on how they would go together before then going on a huge muttering spree and ramble and that. With then everybody seeing Izuku basically muttering to himself. With then Noelle couldn't help but say, every time I see that, it's still so creepy. With then Mimosa speaking up saying, "I still think it's really adorable, to me at least." With then Marileona saying, "Oh god, there are two of them." With then Fangolion saying, "Please, do not, sister, do not jinx it. This isn't the time for that." With then Yami saying, "For once, I agree with Lionface here." With then walking over to Julius and Izuku, as soon he basically chops Izuku on the head, saying, "Will you stop that? That's really creepy." With then Izuku saying, "Oh, right, sorry." With then Julius saying, no, no, no. If anything, you've actually brought in a lot more insights on how using magic with a foreign ability could actually can improve combat, and that's for magic knights. If any of us actually knew how to had a quirk as well, maybe think battles would be a lot more easier. And however, we also have to bring up the downsides as well. If our enemies had the same abilities that you do, Midoriya, then there's a chance that they will be able to use them against us. Are you sure that you are the only person in the world that you know are able to use these quirks of yours? With then the seriousness of Julius as the Wizard King finally shows itself once again, within Izuku feeling the pressure and the authority of the man who wears the title of Wizard King, saying, yes, sir, I am aware that I'm the only one. I haven't met anyone else with the ability to use quirks besides just me. With then Izuku shaking from the look, with then Julius hearing saying, I see. Well then, that's a good thing. If anything, I'm actually glad. Well, with that out of the way, now I want you to spar with Mary Leona with each and one of your magic grimoires, and the same with Yami as well. With then Izuku saying, what? But why? We need to increase that stamina of yours on how you use your grimoires and your quirks. As Evangelion spoke about it, you have lack of control using magic. So I'm guessing you're still new to using it. But especially when you switch from 2 to 2, am I right? With then Izuku saying, yeah, actually. With then looking at Evangelion as he was able to catch on about that switching from grimoires to grimoires and using quirks at the same time drains his stamina a lot faster than normal. And when you're done training with them, you'll be working with Evangelion to increase your magic control. It's a lot more. Honestly, being able to use a large amount of magic normally revolves around that of how much mana you have. But controlling your magic and how much you would need to use is just as important. With then Izuku saying, oh yeah, that makes sense. But then he remembering about Evangelion and how he only needed to use one attack to end the life of one of Radius zombie puppets back then. With then saying, then I'll do it. Even if it takes all day, I'll improve and I'll get stronger, I swear it. With then soon Julius can help but say, you really did find a keeper here, Yami. With then Yami couldn't help but take the cigarette out of his mouth before throwing it to the ground and stepping on it, saying, yeah, I did, I guess. With then soon Yami bringing out his katana, with then saying, all right, kid, just so you know, I don't hold anything back. With then soon Izuku channeling One for All, saying, and I wouldn't have it any other way, Captain. With that, Izuku prepares for what's to come, for his new form of training his magic. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Like to hear them. And like I said, this is going to be the first half of original content for the Battle in the Cave arc in this for this series, for the next couple of parts after all. Maybe the next part and the part after that will be the last 2 original chapters. But soon after, we'll be going back into basic canon. So yeah. At any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Liam signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all enjoy. Take it away, Shiro.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell. And check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!